You know what cars today are missing? Soul. Back in the 70s and 80s, dashboards weren't just tools, they were statements. Hey everyone, this is Mark and you're welcome to AUTOSAYS. So, before you tap that like button, buckle up, because we're taking a nostalgic ride through the wildest, weirdest, and most unforgettable dashboards ever built. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine slipping into a time machine. It's the late 1970s. The smell of fresh vinyl, the soft glow of analog dials, and switches that click like they actually mean business. Back then, dashboards weren't about minimalism. They were about character. Each one had a story to tell, and some, well, they told it loud. Let's start with Alfa Romeo Montreal, 1970. The Montreal was pure Italian emotion wrapped in steel. The console was raised, the gear shifter short, and 6 rocker switches lined up perfectly in the center. 2 round pods framed the driver's view, each packed with gauges, while a wood-rimmed steering wheel tied it all together. It wasn't just a dashboard, it was a cockpit for a performance symphony. Citroën GS, 1970. Leave it to Citroën to redefine weird. Instead of a radio on the dash, it was between the seats, because space was needed for a handbrake that pulled out of the dashboard like a cup holder. The speed was shown through a glass dome in the middle, and revs danced on the side. A design so quirky, even modern art museums would hesitate to judge it. Buick Riviera, 1971. Buick broke from tradition with the Riviera's 3rd generation, introducing a dual concave dash shimmering in chrome. It was elegant yet futuristic, like a car ready for a Bond movie. But by 1973, Buick returned to straight edges and wood finishes, a sign that not everyone was ready for such boldness. Rolls-Royce Corniche, 1971. Inside a Corniche, luxury wasn't just felt, it was displayed. Wood, leather, chrome, and more wood. The dash looked handcrafted by artisans, with details like a cruise control switch and rev counter adding subtle modern touches. Top down, sun shining. It was like driving through success itself. Lamborghini Countach, 1974. Designed by the visionary Marcello Gandini, the Countach was radical inside and out. Originally meant to have a digital dashboard, testing scrapped the idea for a set of 8 analog dials. Positioned high near the windshield, the display screamed, "Fighter Jet." With blocky warning lights and aviation-inspired design, it was pure 80s excess before the 80s even began. Aston Martin Lagonda Series II, 1976. This was Aston's moonshot. The Lagonda's futuristic interior featured touch-sensitive controls and a digital screen that could switch between MPH and QMOH, a world first. It even had an essential services only night mode, showing only the time, speed, and fuel. Unfortunately, it was decades ahead of its time, and often broke. Still, it paved the way for today's digital dashboards. Rover SD1, 1976. Practicality met creativity in the SD1. Its avant-garde dash had a raised instrument cluster with 6 gauges and tactile buttons near the door. But here's the genius. It was designed to be easily flipped for right or left-hand drive cars. A clever cost cutter that didn't compromise on style. Isuzu Piazza, 1980. The Piazza's dashboard was a geek's dream and a mechanic's nightmare. For the driver, 2 massive control panels surrounded the wheel, loaded with buttons for everything from wipers to heaters. It looked like something out of a retro sci-fi show, gloriously confusing, but undeniably cool. Audi Quattro, 1980. Unlike its flashy rivals, the Quattro kept things humble. Straight lines, solid materials, and a purposeful layout. It was built for performance, not show. Later models added a digital cluster and Torsen differential display, but even without the gimmicks, this was a dashboard that meant business. Lancia Trevi, 1980. Imagine asking an architect to design a dashboard. That's what Lancia did. The result looked like Swiss cheese, full of holes and vents in odd places. Critics called it ugly. Enthusiasts called it daring. Either way, it's remembered because Lancia didn't play it safe. And that's exactly why it belongs on this list. Renault 25, 1983. Renault went for smooth sophistication with a high, wave-shaped dash that leaned toward the driver. It was stylish, easy to read, and clutter-free. Controls were smartly placed near the gear lever, proving that sometimes less truly is more. Chevrolet Corvette C4, 1984. Now this one was a revolution. The C4 Corvette debuted with a full digital LCD cluster, 3 displays showing speed, revs, and data like a video game scoreboard. Combined with a sharp industrial design, it made drivers feel like they were piloting the future. Alfa Romeo 90, 1984. At first glance, the 90 looked ordinary. Then you sat inside, and it was a different world. Flat panels, crisp edges, and a dashboard that screamed, "Jet Fighter!" And yes, it even came with a removable suitcase hidden on the passenger side. Only the Italians could think of that. Subaru XT 4WD 1800 Turbo, 1985. The XT was the wedge-shaped wonder that time forgot. Its dashboard, though made from plastic, was hypnotic, glowing in orange and red with digital readouts. Subaru even added 2 wing-like control pods behind the steering wheel. It looked like something straight out of an 8-bit video game. Fiat Uno Turbo, 1985. Small car, big attitude. The Uno Turbo's dashboard was simple yet sporty. A turbo boost gauge and a 150 mm speedometer told you this wasn't just a commuter car. It looked ordinary on the outside, but made every drive feel like a rally. Citroën BX Digit, 1985. When Citroën said digit, they meant it. The BX featured a driver-focused digital dash with 3 separate displays, including an onboard computer and warning screens for open doors. For 1985, this was science fiction come true. Lancia Delta HF Integral, 1987. The Integral's dash was understated but iconic. Yellow needles, black panels, and a layout made for racing. It didn't need digital gimmicks, just precision and passion. Every rev felt alive, reminding drivers they were in control of a legend. Cadillac Alante, 1986. Cadillac partnered with Pininfarina to craft something special, and they delivered. The Alante's dashboard combined elegance and electronics, with a digital display that resembled a compass and an information center filled with buttons. It was refined luxury, American style. Buick Reatta, 1988. By the late 80s, Buick went full digital. The Reatta featured a CRT touchscreen. Yes, a touchscreen that lets you control everything from the radio to the climate system. It was like driving your living room TV, a bold, futuristic leap that proved Buick was ready for the next era. From wood-trimmed elegance to neon-lit ambition, the dashboards of the 70s and 80s were more than just control panels. They were reflections of imagination, culture, and courage. Each one told the world, this is who we are. So next time you tap on your car's touchscreen, remember, this digital dream began decades ago, with the visionaries who dared to turn dials into dreams. Now tell me, if you could bring back one dashboard from that golden era, which one would you choose? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more automotive time travel. Because sometimes looking back reminds us just how far we've driven forward.